Let's talk about Maggi. The story of Maggi started in Switzerland in 1886. In the late 1800s, Switzerland industrialization was changing everything. Many women were working long hours in factories and had less time to cook. Families were eating poorly. The Swiss government was worried about malnutrition. That was when Julius Maggi, a young Swiss businessman, saw an opportunity to solve a problem. Could he create a quick, healthy way to cook meals? He thought to himself. At first, Julius tried different flour blends and grain-based foods, but they failed. People weren't convinced. Still, he kept pushing. He met with government officials, scientists, food experts. His big breakthrough came in 1886 when he created the Maggi soup powder, an instant nutritious soup mix. The Maggi seasoning liquid, a flavor enhancer that looked like soy sauce. And later, the iconic bouillon cube, a small cube packed with flavor, made from hydrolyzed vegetable protein, salt and spices. He marketed them as fast, affordable meals that were still nutritious, and people finally started listening. But even then, money was tight. He had to fight to keep the business running. His success came because he built partnership with grocery stores, and his packaging made it easy for even poor families to afford. But just like they say, nobody lives forever. Sadly, in 1912, Julius Maggi died. By then, Maggi had already spread to Germany, France, and parts of Eastern Europe. The business was now global, but also vulnerable. Without him, leadership shifted and the brand needed stronger backing. Then came the World Wars, which caused supply chain problems and slowed global expansion. But somehow the brand stayed alive because people still needed affordable food. After World War II, the food industry was consolidating. In 1947, the global food giant Nestle, already known for milk and chocolate, acquired the Maggi brand. This merger gave Nestle entry into the fast-growing seasoning market and gave Maggi access to Nestle's distribution power. But even that wasn't smooth. There were debates on whether it was a great move or not. But Nestle bet on Maggi, and it worked. Nestle saw Maggi as a product with massive potential, not just in Europe, but especially in Asia, Latin America, and Africa, where people loved flavorful food and homemade cooking was a big deal. Maggi adapted its formula and advertising to local tastes. In India, it became famous for Maggi noodles. In Nigeria and Ghana, it became the ideal seasoning cube for soups, stews, and jollof rice. In Southeast Asia, it became part of sauces and stir-fries. Maggi entered Nigeria around the 1960s, when Nestle began local distribution. By the 1970s, Maggi Cube was already in millions of kitchens across the country. In 1981, Nestle Nigeria built a local factory in Abara, Ogun State. It allowed them to produce Maggi cubes locally, making it cheap and more accessible. The cubes were small, but the marketing was big. From popular radio jingles to cooking competition, community market activities, and of course, word of mouth from generation of Nigerian mothers. Maggi became a generic word for seasoning cube in Nigeria. Even if it is another brand, people still call it Maggi. Over the years, Maggi has faced some heat, including health concerns over high sodium content, rumors about artificial ingredients or additive chemicals, many of which has been debunked. Competition from brands like Knorr and local brands like Gino and Onga. In 2015, Nestle had to recall millions of Maggi noodles in India after some samples reportedly tasted for high lead content. The case sparked panic, but Maggi later returned to glory after retesting and government clearance. As of 2025, Maggi is sold in over 130 countries. Nestle Nigeria still produces Maggi locally. It remains a market leader in Africa, especially West Africa. Maggi has diversified into liquid seasonings, powders, and soup mixes. Listen, Maggi started by solving a social problem. They pushed through failures, survived its founder's death, and became what it is today through partnership, persistence, and reinvention. Remember, having a great product is not enough. It's about understanding people's daily struggle, becoming a part of their culture, and once something becomes a tradition in the kitchen, it is very hard to replace.